Happening, everybody. Back out again on the fucking... I swore. Back out again on the track. Do you know, I filmed that solvay Interact building the other day at that chemical plant. I found some like a planning list or a planning application that they put on, that they tied to a fence, and it's for hydrogen pipeline. Basically, what they make is fucking scary. This, swore again. What they make at that place is hydrogen peroxide. Basically, it's highly explosive. It's what went up in it. I think it was Iran or something like that. Was it Iran? Yeah, I think it was Iran. You know, that massive chemical explosion where they were storing it in bulk, and it blew up and took like half the frigging city out with it. Well, that's kind of what that plant here is. And it's also, in 2015, it was graded a COMAH site. But when I worked in oil and gas at BP, Which Oil Farm, we were COMAH. So to get that COMAH regulation, it's normally like things like nuclear power stations, anything that creates stuff that can go bang in a big way and cause massive problems. We had it on at Which Oil Farm because we had a gathering station where we had the big separated bullet tanks. You'd have like propellants in them, all flammables and stuff. And because we were in Poole, basically in Poole Harbour, we're actually on the Goat Horn Peninsula. That's weird. That's weird. Because of the way that if the tanks exploded at the gathering station, because we were right next to water, the shockwave would go out and take half a pool out with it. You know what I mean? It amplifies over water. Anyway, this place here, as you can see in the distance, is also a COMAH regulated site. Control of major accidents, hazards, and that. It's naughty. If that went pop, Warringtin's gone. A big portion of that is going to go gone. And they have a siren which they test. It's like an air raid siren, and they test it. And if you hear that siren and it's not a test, you're supposed to go in your house, shut your doors, shut your windows, and pray, hope for the best. But yeah, it's pretty. It's quite a dodgy rig out, really. And now they're planning. They've put in planning request to have a pumping station for hydrogen pipeline. So they're obviously expanding. The reason why I was onto them, I got onto it, is because of that. But on a previous video, I showed you where they were pumping effluent, or not effluent. They were pumping water out of that plant directly into the River Mersey. They make hydrogen peroxide in there. Make all fertilisers and shit, weed killers and crap like that. You know, what's that doing to the freaking river? I don't know, it's mad. Mersey's high today. But yeah, and what's all this? Has anyone been? You must have. You'd have to be living under a rock if you don't. What about the drones? Or the UAPs that have been flying around over major military assets, like RAF bases, nuclear stuff. I think there's been seen up in Sellafield. Sellafield's a place up in the north where they get rid of your nuclear waste. They don't get rid of it, they store it there. They're in shit. They've got trouble on, actually, because apparently they're running out of facility to be able to manage the nuclear waste, and they're running out of room, basically, and the stuff that they use to store it is getting heavily out of date. One of my friends, his dad used to be was one of the project managers there, Mr. Guldran. Graham's his son, Graham Guldran. But yeah, that might be a rumour. I heard it many years ago. But yeah, these drone things or UFOs or whatever the hell they are. They're massive in America at the moment. Like they're just out every night. No one knows who it is. Government's quiet about it. The news don't really seem to be jumping on it like you would have thought. But some people are speculating that it's maybe it's some sort of social experiment. And I think what they mean by that is just to see how you react in the in the event that there was some sort of alien invasion or maybe finding out that they could be real. And that's some people are saying that. Others are saying it could be China, it could be Russia, and then others are saying it's we are being visited sort of thing. I don't know. I do believe they exist. I just don't know whether this recent stuff is some sort of propaganda, some sort of government experiment. I do believe that there stuff's out there that we can't explain. I definitely believe in that. But this latest thing, I'm unsure. I'm unsold, and I think that is the case in this day and age. You never get to find out, and there's too many bullshit artists out there as well that just talk absolute rubbish, muddy the water for the real stuff. So we shall see. She loves being out here. Go on, Nala, get on. Be a bit of a lonely weekend, this one for me, I think. One of my mates has gone down south to pick up his new caravan thing that he's doing, which is going to be cool when he's finished it. He's gone down there, he's gone to the Isle of Wight to pick it up, and I think he's going to hover down there and see one of his kids who lives in Ringwood, so he'll probably be out down there. Not sure what Ernie's doing. He might want to go to the farm club, but Christmas I ain't really got the money to go in the pubs. Do you know what I mean? It's just I just ain't got the dollar. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Christmas, I suppose a lot of people are in the same boat. Yeah, so yeah, that's might be a bit of a boring weekend. Oh, not so much boring. Well, my missus' best friend's down from Stoke. She's going out. I've just dropped her at the train station actually. She's going out to Manchester now for something to eat, and then when they get back tonight, she's meeting up with her other pals, and they're all going out to play bingo in the town centre. Well, in the bingo hall, whatever it is. So that's them. So just probably, I know the other mates are busy and whatnot, so it's probably just going to be me and dog. Little bit of telly. Not much else to do. It's Saturday today. Yeah, I don't. Do you know what? I don't mind it. I'm actually okay with being on my Todd and just chilling. I don't mind it at all. Sometimes I get a bit, and there's loads of stuff that you know people are saying, oh, come and do this, come and do that. I sometimes get a bit like, not overwhelmed, but a bit like, oh God. Do you know what I mean? And it's only when I actually turn up and do it that I'm like, oh yeah, I'm glad I did that. Otherwise, I'm quite happy to just chill. I'm going to go and walk down to where that letter of application is, because it also looks like that the guy, they don't know who owns the land, because it just says to dear sir or madam, to whom it may concern, sort of thing. It looks like they're trying to find the owner of the land, which is a pain in the backside, because I wish I'd have known that, on the land registry, because if you find a piece of land that's not registered to anybody, it'll cost you like, I think, £3 or £6, and then you put in a registered interest, if you like, and you file that with your solicitor, and then after in some, I don't hold me to this, but in some circumstances, I think if it's a home and whatnot, you have to, like, you can do what's called an adverse possession order on it, but you have to maintain it, you know, like cut the grass, do any maintenance on the property, improve the property for 10 years, and no one can test within that 10-year period. You get it. With land, I think you've got to do the same sort of thing, like protect the boundaries and whatnot, maintain it a little bit, and then after 10 years, if no one's contested, it's yours. We've just done one actually. It's just, well, about 2 years ago it came to fruition. It wasn't me, it was my mum actually, but where my parents' land is, they've got like 10 acres of land, and next to it there's like a forest, sort of wood, and no one owned it. So they put an adverse possession order in on it, or you know, registered interest or whatever. Filed it through with the solicitors, and it's got it now. It's theirs. We've owned it for about 2 years. They've owned the land for about 15 years maybe, and they did that thing pretty much straight away. So they've owned it for a couple of years now. The wood area. They bought the land outright, but they had a plan to put, that was my dad's idea, he wanted to put fisheries on it, you know, for fishermen to go and catch fish, not to harvest, not fish farming or any of that sort of stuff. Fishing lakes for sport fishers. But yeah, it just worked out. It was just, the cost was just crazy. And then where it is, the local older generation are absolutely stuck in the mud. They don't like change. They don't want anything to change. They want it to remain the same. Which I get it, but they're just a bit awkward. So yeah, I'm just trekking down to that letter thing that's on the wall. I'll show you it. See what I mean. It's fucking crazy. Solvay Interrocks Warringtin. I think it's part of the Solvay group. And this site, if you googled it, you'll see it's COMAH site, which is like the highest tier of naughties, you know. Like, if it goes wrong there, it's gonna be a serious hazard with serious implications. Loss of life, guaranteed. Damage to infrastructure, property, guaranteed. And yeah, it's just not. You want to keep that thing safe, put it that way. It's one big massive bomb otherwise. There you go. Right, so here it is. Now, maybe you can read that. So it's Cadent Gas Limited pipeline project. Yeah, it's a beast, like. Stop pulling because you're hurting me arm. Let's see if I can spin this. It should say what it is. The project. Hydrogen Industry Northwest. Hydrogen of hydrogen. Oh, every time you pull me, I can't read this, Nala. See, stop pulling. That's the area. I can't do it. I've got the dog on the lead and she's pulling. Stop pulling. Oh yeah. I'm gonna have to take her off the lead. I can't be asked for pulling like that. Stop pulling. Basically, that was the application to put in the pipeline for this fucking thing. What's in there? We've got a little camp going. Well, are they alright in there? Nala, Nala. Looks like someone would have a little tried to set up a little party thing in the tunnel. Looks like something set up down there. Each to your own, innit? I suppose if it gets you out of the rain, you don't know where to go. I actually said I was going to go better places this weekend, and for some reason I've developed like a freaking obsession with that COMAH site. So we'll see. It's naughty like, but I mean it's been going since 1948, and that site's been operational I think since 1948. And it was purchased in 97 by Solvay. So yeah, is what it is. So the little lady there, you can see her in the orange. She stopped and asked me for directions to Spike Island. I said, yeah, follow the Transpennine trail signs and you'll get there. I said, it's a fair old way. And she said, all right. And she ran off, started jogging off up this way. And then I've just passed her again and I said to her, you know, have you changed your mind, you giving up? She says, yeah. Just looking at the time, I think it's 26 miles or something to get there. And she said, I've got to be back at Preston Brook, which is miles away as well. And she's running it. Must be in a bloody 70. Well, it can't be. 60 definitely. Yeah, fair play to her. Pushing on through. I'm going to end it here actually because I've gone a bit over on this one. It's the longest one I've ever done, so more to come. Catch you on the next one.